Welcome to Explore Music, where we discover and learn about traditional and cultural music of specific regions or countries of the world. Today, we're exploring the music and dance of traditional Latvia. Latvia is a northeastern European country located in the Baltic region, bordering Estonia, Russia, Belarus, and Lithuania. 4 distinct Baltic tribes settled in the land that is now Latvia, including the Curonians, Semigalians, Salonians, and the Latgalians. The Baltophonic group, called the Livonians, were indigenous to the coast of the Gulf of Riga and became the namesake for the region. The river Daugava became a critical trade route for various groups traveling through the Baltic Sea through the early Middle Ages. In 1201, the nation's capital city, Riga, was founded at the mouth of the river by Germans, who wanted to control the area and convert it to Christianity. This process during the 13th and 14th centuries is known as the Livonian Crusade. By the 16th century, other powerful forces wanted control of the important trading city of Riga. For the next century, the regions of Latvia were under control and conquest of the 4 neighboring powers of the time: Teutonic Order, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, the Swedish Empire, and the Russian Empire. The Great Northern War of the early 18th century led to Russian control over Riga and modern-day Latvian lands. The Russianization and industrialization of the region raised, increasing social tension into the 20th century. In 1920, Latvia won their recognized independence and adopted a constitution in 1922. The interwar period was unstable for Latvia, and they were occupied by the Soviet Union in 1940. The Nazis occupied Latvia in 1941, and the Soviets regained control in 1945 until the fall of the USSR in 1991. In the last few decades, Latvia has restored independence and joined NATO, the EU, and the United Nations. Due to Latvia's various controlling powers, many effects of culture and language have tried to dominate the land. Despite this, Latvian culture and language has persisted. The Latvian language, also known as Lettish, is most closely related to Lithuanian as a Baltic language. Lettish is also an Old English term for the people who lived in modern-day Latvia, used until the early 20th century. Latgalian is another language spoken mostly in eastern Latvia, but is sometimes considered a dialect of Latvian. The Livonian language, once a leading language of the western regions, is now a critically endangered dormant language. The Suiti are an ethnic group who live in the western region of Kurzeme and are renowned in Latvia for their colorful folk costumes and vocal drones traditionally performed by the Suiti women. Latvian dainas are traditional folk songs that hold a central place in Latvia's cultural heritage. Like their Lithuanian counterparts, they are lyrical, melodic, and passed down through generations. Their melodies are usually simple and repetitive, with a narrow range of notes making them easy to sing in solo or groups. To preserve this tradition, folklorists collected thousands of dainas, the most important archive being the Dainu Skapis, meaning cabinet of folk songs, compiled by Krišjānis Barons in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Latvia also has a world-famous choral tradition. The first Latvian Song Festival was held in Riga in 1873 to strengthen national identity. Since then, the festival has been held every 5 years with folk dance added in 1948. Today, it is a week-long celebration of music and dance, with the closing concert bringing together more than 16,000 singers performing traditional Latvian songs. There are a number of instruments unique to the region of modern-day Latvia, which share similarities with instruments of nearby countries. One of the main instruments of Latvia is the kokle. The kokle is a member of the box zither family, similar to the Lithuanian konkle, the Finnish kantele, or the Estonian kanel. The first evidence of kokles in the region are from the 13th century, with more clear evidence from the early 17th century. Each string is tuned to a different note in the scale. The oldest kokles have 5 strings, later versions up to 17 or even 23 strings. Modern concert kokles span 3 octaves and are able to play in all keys. The kokle is usually held in the player's lap or set on a table, but sometimes it is hung around the player's neck. The Duda is a Latvian bagpipe, thought to have appeared in Livonia during the 15th century. It was an important instrument in early Latvian culture and ceremonies, but in 1753 it was banned, leaving much of its early history obscure. In recent decades, there has been a revival of Duda playing in construction, led by Latvian ethnomusicologists such as Dainis Stalts and Valdis and Marijs Muktupavels. The giga, or divsidis, is a Latvian two-string bowed zither. It evolved from the Swedish psalmodikon, a one-stringed liturgical instrument created in 1829, which Latvian peasants modified by adding a second string for harmony. Latvian folk wind instruments include both flutes and horns. Flutes include the stabule, a simple wooden flute, and the ganu rags, a wooden flute with an attached animal horn played with a single reed. Horns include the tare, made of wood or bark, the rags, made from an actual animal horn, and the tasutare, a folk horn. Small clay whistles called svilpalkinjeki, often shaped like animals, were also common. Latvian folk percussion instruments include the trideksnis, a small wooden handle with rows of metal pieces that jingle when shaken or struck, and the vargans, a jaw harp. Others include the eglite, a small wooden tree with jingles, the wooden friction instrument robdile, and the veldna bugnas, meaning devil's drum. Several more modern instruments entered Latvian folk music from neighboring cultures, including the accordion, button accordion, violin, the cithara, and the cymbale. Latvia is home to many traditional dances that are often showcased at the National Song and Dance Festival. The Garais Dancis, or long dance, is one of the oldest surviving Latvian folk dances. It is a simple couples dance often performed after meals or during weddings. Its melody is closely tied to ancient bagpipe and Kokle traditions, which suggests its roots may reach back to the 16th century when bagpipes were common in Latvia. The Sudmalinas, or windmill dance, is a rhythmic and visually captivating group dance symbolizing the motion of windmills, often performed in large formations. The Cow Cossack, or GOVJU KAZAKS, is a modern folk dance that's staged in 1995 by the ensemble Dailas. It's a playful story-based competition dance led by a hostess who calls helpers to lunch, striking a board with a wooden mallet to set the rhythm. The dance became especially well known after being performed at the 10th Latvian School Youth Song and Dance Festival in 2015. One Suiti dance, known as the alley dance, was first published in 1934 by Rinka and Osh, based on the playing of Kokle musician Nicholas Henkes from Alsunga. The Great Dance, or Dīķa Dancis, is a traditional Latvian wedding dance, and was first described in 1924 when Suiti musician Piteras Korats performed it in Riga, playing the Kokle while showing the steps. Many other Latvian dances have been recorded which feature a significant shape or repetitive motion, such as the Vācu, the hook dance, Skalu dances, the stick dance, Murgu dances, the back dance, Rutas march, the bride's march, Pirkstins, finger dance, and Akenspits. Latvia has developed a rich culture of composers over the last few centuries, beginning with a few important musicians. Krišjānis Bārons, known as the father of the dainas, wrote the most complete anthology of Latvian folk songs. Between 1895 and 1915, he published 6 volumes and 8 books containing 217,996 folk song texts. Andrejs Jurjāns was another ethnomusicologist and composer at the time, collecting more than 6,000 Latvian musical pieces that he organized into 6 books. Jāzeps Vītols, considered a father of Latvian classical music, became a leading exponent of national romanticism and was the first Latvian composer to reach international fame. He also founded the Latvian Academy of Music in Riga. Latvia's national anthem, Dievs svētī Latviju, or God Bless Latvia, was composed by Baumaņu Kārlis. He was the first composer to use the word Latvia as a lyric in a song, in the time when Latvia was still part of the Russian Empire. Choral tradition is very important in Latvian music and was brought to an important stature by composers and pedagogues like Jānis Cīsme, Alfreds Kalnīs, and Piertis Barsons. The Soviet era was an important time for nationalism within Eastern European countries, including Latvia. Some notable composers of this time are Jānis Ivanovs, who often drew upon native songs from Latgale for his symphonic works, and Alexandras Kublinskis, who was known for his Riga-dedicated song titled Nocturne, and for working with notable Latvian singers of the 20th century. Some modern-day composers from Latvia are former Minister of Culture Raidman Pauls and Eurovision contestant Samata Tina. During the Soviet era, rock music became hugely popular in Latvia. Like folk songs, it offered young people a way to rebel against the authorities. The most important composer was Imants Kalniņš. His songs, banned films, and annual Imants gatherings became symbols of freedom. His music was first performed by the group Menuet, whose members later formed Perkons, meaning thunder. Perkons played hard rock with rebellious lyrics, often angering Soviet officials. Their concerts became legendary, even inspiring scenes in the film Is It Easy to Be Young? Today, Latvian pop is led by groups like Prata Vetra, known as Brainstorm, alongside a strong alternative rock scene. Thanks for watching Explore Music Latvia. For more information about Latvian traditional music and dance, be sure to check out the links in the description for resources and videos. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Explore Music.